Welcome back, everyone, from Earth Skills. We run right into Earth Kills. Season 1, Episode 3. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So again, everyone, thanks for joining tonight. We're going into Episode 3. It's a doozy. I think Ash just said off air that it's a cutthroat episode. No doubt. So in the beginning of Earth Kills, we have a flashback, and they're watching a soccer match. We're up on the ark, and they're watching a soccer match. Everybody's kind of having a good time, fellowshipping, and it's just funny. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, how the hell are they watching a soccer game? But they reveal that it's a recorded episode from I guess, well, not I guess, but from over 100 years ago.
Yeah, I think Clark says 147 years ago.
147 years ago. Amazing.
And it was funny because when I had watched it previous times, I was always under the impression that Clark and Jake knew the outcome of the game because they had watched it before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they were just, like, maybe good at their soccer and they knew what they were. Like, I think they must have had, like, a bunch of stuff up there that they must have watched. They must have, like, a whole archive of everything.
Of course. I mean, we're talking in the future here, so as abundant as memory is now, or RAM, or whatever, I'm sure they had the capabilities to have every single event in history recorded, including sporting events.
I know, right?
Right, the important stuff.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add at this point from here?
I like how that scene also showed us how close the two families were. Like how they would hang out, like the Griffins and the Jahas.
Definitely. They were friends. I mean, they were close. From this standpoint, looks like they were two families that were actually family.
Yeah.
You know, with one another, or considered each other family. So from that flashback, we jump down back to the camp, and Clark is there taking care of Jasper, and she sees Charlotte. Well, she's there taking care of Jasper. That's kind of how they fade into the scene. Is there anything you want to
add? Well, everyone was getting kind of annoyed outside, with Jasper because he was making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Understandably, but I mean, I don't know. It all seemed kind of vicious, but I guess like it was going on for so long. Like, when something's happening for so long, you just want it to stop.
Yeah. And Bellamy was saying also that, listen, he's starting to scare and worry and cause, some stress with all this yelling and things going on in the rest of the camp.
And then they're inside, and Clark says that she's gonna go and get him more water. And when she gets outside, just before she hears Charlotte scream, there's just this like look of relief on her face, like she needed to get away from it for a bit too. Which I could imagine, like, it was probably even worse for her because she was right there in the room with the screaming.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
you're
I
outside,
didn't even notice
it's
that.
a little bit further away. Like, she wasn't, like, there watching him go through it. So when you see her go outside, she just looks relieved to be taking a break from, like, madness.
Yeah, so like I said, I didn't even notice that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Man, I have to clear my throat a lot tonight.
It's winter, we're dying. Well, I don't know how wintry it is in Nashville, but...
Right. It's wintry. Today, the weather was a little better. I think we were up in the 50s today, so we're not up on the tundra like Toronto.
Yeah, it's like -5 here, I think.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Well, good thing we're watching 100 because it's a hot show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's -2.
Oh, jeez. Keep it.
It's -2 and the snow is falling.
Nah, you can have that.
I don't want it.
Well, you have it either way. So, like you said, Clark saw Charlotte having conniption or nightmare about her parents being floated, and that plays a little more into the episode later on.
Yeah.
And I guess we don't have to go into too much detail, but she let her know. Was she talking to Charlotte when she said, the ground gives us a second chance, or my notes off? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she said, I like to think of this as a second chance.
Right.
She tells her she's like, you see that big star up there? That's the arc. And I like to think that whatever happened up there, I don't have it written down or anything. I'm just going off the top of my head, but whatever happened up there is things can be different now that we're down here, basically.
Yeah, and that's basically her theme since they landed.
What were your thoughts on, seeing how young Charlotte was?
Excuse me. My thoughts were, it's just ludicrous to have someone her age in lockup for anything. But when you look at the flip side of it, maybe people were having kids to do things that were quote unquote illegal, and maybe thinking they would take it easy on them. And so, being up there, maybe they just had to be that hard. I just can't fathom it.
Yeah, especially when she tells the story of, when she's telling Clark. I don't think she ever really says why her parents were floated. She just says they were floated, right?
I don't remember hearing why.
Why. Yeah.
No, I don't remember hearing that.
But just hearing, that she got locked up because she freaked out when her parent got floated.
Yeah, that's crazy. They were hard ass.
That's your parent. I'm pretty sure everyone freaks out when someone they love gets floated.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Damn, excuse me. All right. So the next scene, or the next thing I see is noted, Trina and Pascal are lost. And this is the first time we see acid fog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our first time seeing acid fog, and as they're out there, lost in the woods, seem to be out there for a while. We get this horrendous acid cloud coming towards them, and I just remember seeing this okay, there's some things going on down on Earth that are remnants or unexpected. I just wondered, where this came from, how this happened. Is this a byproduct of, how the state of the Earth now?
I the entire time thought it was environmental. I never for a second thought that it was something man-made.
Exactly. So did I.
It was totally... Well, we won't go down the rabbit hole, but it was totally shocking to find out where it actually comes from.
Absolutely. Spoiler alert. So what do you have next?
Murphy and Bellamy are practicing their aim, and they're talking about how annoying Jasper's screaming is getting and stuff. Bellamy grabs a couple of the other guys from the 100. Actually, there's a girl there too. I shouldn't just say guys. He grabs a couple of the other 100, and they say that they have to go out hunting because they're running low on food, I guess. And Bellamy tells Murphy that he needs him to stay behind and watch camp because the Grounders are going to be, because the Grounders are out there. Sorry.
Why he's trusting Murph. Hate that guy. You're going to hear that, ladies and gentlemen, throughout my time podcasting on the 100. I hate Murph. Forever. I'm going to get a t-shirt.
It was funny too because I never realized it before, but until I watched that scene, but Bellamy really relied on Murphy the first few days on the ground.
Yeah.
He was like his go-to man the first few days on the ground.
Yeah, he was. I mean, they were both
crazy
rebels, crazy, ignorant, all of that. So for me, I have where Octavia, well, yeah, my next thing is where we see, a little bit of Octavia come out. She asked Adam to go, get the sexy on.
They want to go back to the butterfly fields.
Yeah. And spread my wings or legs for you, Adam. And Belle's like, so what happened? What did Belle say? Well, Belle wasn't too happy about it. Or, oh, no. She was like, or are you Bellamy's bitch or something, because he was scared to go hit that thing up for her.
Whose bitch?
Well, she asked Adam to go have sex.
Yeah.
And he was kind of, contemplating. She said, well, are you Bellamy's bitch or something? Or you afraid of him? Didn't she say that?
I thought she just kind of went like Bellamy under her breath and stormed out to his tent.
Oh, okay.
Like she realized exactly why he wasn't talking to her and she was fucking on a mission.
Yeah. She was on a fucking mission. Not fucking on a mission. So
she goes off and gives Bellamy a piece of her mind.
Right. For cock blocking.
When you get cock blocked by your own brother.
Yeah. It's a rough day. The next thing I have is, like you said, Belle. Didn't you just talk about Belle and Jasper discussing killing? So we're back up on the ark and they have a flashback with Abby and Jake spending some time. I think they're in their quarters or whatever.
Yeah.
And what are they talking about? I didn't.
Oh, she asks him how it went because he went to go and tell I guess Jaha or the council, or he went to go and tell somebody about the oxygen problem and how it was unfixable.
Yeah.
And he came back and basically said that Jaha doesn't want anybody to know. We have to keep it a secret. And that's when they had a little argument over Jake wanting to warn the citizens of the Ark and Abby wanting him to keep his mouth shut.
Because he told Ja that, they have about a year left and they can't fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, Ja was like, of course we can't tell the people, they'll panic. And Jake's like, well, I need to tell the people. And Abby said, listen, promise me you won't tell. Because don't do it for me, don't do it for yourself. But they'll float you. Do it for Clark. You can't put yourself out there and leave Clark fatherless. Yeah. That's what I would get from that.
Oh, and he replies to her by saying, I am doing this for Clark.
Yeah. I get that point. I get that part of it too. But yeah, I see it both ways.
And the whole thing too is Clark was in the room. She was actually like standing on the other side of the wall. She heard the whole thing.
Yes, that's right. So from there, we're back down on the ground, and I have Wells, Clark, and Finn.